Language learning is not linear. Now, I'm going to explain what I mean by that and what this means for language learning in general, also how it applies to the IELTS test. Hi, I'm Nick, and for all things IELTS, make sure you follow this channel. So, when we learn something, it's not like building a brick wall. We don't learn a thing, boom, and it's there and it's solid forever. Let's take the past simple in English, right? So you might have a 60-minute lesson on the past simple when you're an elementary level student or maybe a pre-intermediate level student. Now, that does not mean that you've learned the past simple, right? Think about your English learning and how long it took you from that first lesson of learning the past simple to wherever you are now. Maybe you're really good at the past simple. Maybe you're somewhere in the middle of that journey and you know the rules, or most of them anyway, and you're getting it right most of the time, but maybe not all of the time. So even though we're introduced to an idea or a piece of language, we need to revisit that idea or that piece of vocabulary, that piece of language many, many times before it becomes automatic, before it becomes natural for us. Imagine language less like a brick wall and more like a garden. So imagine this garden with lots of different flowers and plants in it. Now, let's say you spend some time working on this section of the garden. Maybe it's the daffodils, okay? And you spend a while making sure these daffodils look really beautiful and the ground is very nice and the flowers have enough water and they're growing really beautifully. Now, because you've been focusing on this, something over this side of the garden has been left unattended. And now that needs some focus and some work, right? And then once you're finished with that, something else needs to look at. And once you've looked at several different things, you've got to go back to the daffodils again because now they're out of control. So you're constantly revisiting things to make sure that everything's working well. And it's the same with a language, right? Or pretty much learning any skill. Let's say it's dancing or singing or a musical instrument. You know, even the best musicians in the world will practice every day to make sure they're not losing focus on something, to make sure that everything in their repertoire is sharp. And this is what we should be doing with language, right? Even if your past tenses are solid, make sure you're using them regularly. And if there's a weak part of your grammar or your vocabulary, then make sure you spend time on that so it becomes healthier and it grows. Now, sometimes it's difficult to know what to focus on. Where are the strengths and where are the areas that you need to work on and develop? That's where you need a teacher to listen and give you feedback on your language. I'd love to help you do this. The link's in my bio.